Zap English, listening.
Level 2, Unit 2, Living with People.
This Real English Listening podcast accompanies the ebook that you can download at zapenglish.com.
In this unit, you're going to develop your listening skills around the topic of neighbours and living with people. Listening task 1. What do you think can go wrong when you live with other people? Listen to this conversation and see if we talk about any of the things you thought of. So we're sitting in the park. Hello.
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 And we're thinking about living with people and what can go wrong. Now, I know you two live together.
We do.
But what about when you live with other people? What are some of the problems we can have then?
Ooh, there are many problems. I think the worst problem is other people taking your food
Oh, yeah,
in the kitchen.
Has that happened to you?
Yes, it has once or twice, and I'm
Zap English, listening.
Level 2, Unit 2, Living with People.
This Real English Listening podcast accompanies the ebook that you can download at zapenglish.com.
In this unit, you're going to develop your listening skills around the topic of neighbours and living with people. Listening task 1. What do you think can go wrong when you live with other people? Listen to this conversation and see if we talk about any of the things you thought of. So we're sitting in the park. Hello.
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 And we're thinking about living with people and what can go wrong. Now, I know you two live together.
We do.
But what about when you live with other people? What are some of the problems we can have then?
Ooh, there are many problems. I think the worst problem is other people taking your food
Oh, yeah,
in the kitchen.
Has that happened to you?
Yes, it has once or twice, and I'm very protective of my food. So, yeah.
So did you? Yes, I think this is true. You go to people's houses sometimes, and when they share, they have little names on the shelves in the fridge.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think that's very common in student houses, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, labels,
Yeah.
labelling everything.
Yeah. So people stealing your food. What else?
I think the main problem for me is that everybody has their own level of tidiness. And it's very difficult to find housemates whose level matches your own.
Yes.
People not cleaning.
Yeah.
That's the top.
Yeah.
That's the top.
Or
agree.
people who like things super clean could be bad as
Yeah.
well. You need to find someone roughly the same level.
Yes, I would agree with that. I've lived with people who are too tidy for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too much pressure.
Yeah. And the other main thing is being too noisy.
Oh yeah. What, like playing music really loudly late at night, that kind of thing?
And I don't mind that because I play music quite loud, but not past midnight, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. It's the same again. You have to find people who have the same ideas, the same rhythm.
Yeah, it's not easy to do, is it? I
No.
know. I once shared a house with a friend, and we were very good friends, but she had never lived away from home, and so there was the issue of buying your food, buying your supplies. And I remember once, rather than go to the shop and buy some washing powder for the machine, she put washing up liquid in the washing machine,
Ooh,
and it
dear.
went all over the kitchen floor.
Oh dear, that's a bad idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So noise, not buying stuff, eating your food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Toilet rolls. That was always a big problem. It's just come back to me now. Yeah. When I felt like I was the only person who ever bought toilet rolls.
Listening task 1. Answers. So, the things that can go wrong when you share a house that we talked about were people taking your food, people being untidy, people being noisy. Did you think of any of those, or were your ideas different? Listening task 2. Now we're going to hear about good and bad experiences with neighbours. Do you like your neighbours? Have you ever had any problems with them? Listen to the conversation. Is it all about bad experiences? What problems do we talk about? So thinking about neighbours now, not people you share a house with, but maybe people in the next house or the next apartment. Any experiences, good or bad, of those?
So, the last flat we were in, our neighbours that were next to our bedroom, it was a holiday flat. So there was different people every week, and because they're on holiday, they're normally loud,
Drunk.
music at 4 or 5 in the morning. So that was a problem, I think, for us.
Yeah, that was. But once it was the other way round. We had a very rare late night with a friend listening to music, and the next morning we had a little note stuck on our door, very polite note, just mentioning that the music had gone on a little bit too late.
Yeah, I think it's the thing about living in apartments, isn't it, with neighbours?
Yeah, definitely. Very, especially here in Spain, very thin walls because they're old buildings.
Yeah.
I, at the moment, have a woman living above, well, I think it's a woman, judging by the sound of the shoes. And she walks up and down. She has a wooden floor, and she walks up and down and up and down, I think, in high-heeled shoes, all day. So that's my neighbour problem. Any good experiences with neighbours?
Good experiences. I can't remember really knowing many of my neighbours in the past.
It's not very common, I don't think, in British cities, maybe in small villages, but nowadays a lot of people don't really know their neighbours very well, I think.
I'd agree. Listening task 2. Answers. So the main problem with neighbours is one of the problems we also heard about with housemates. That was people being noisy. Did we talk about anything good? No. Listening task 3. Now listen to me talking to Claire about choosing someone to live with. We have to think of the 3 most important questions to ask. What do you think are the 3 most important questions to ask? What do Claire and I say? Right, I'm sitting with Claire. Hello.
Hi, Katie.
How are you?
I'm very good, thanks.
I'm good too, and we are going to talk about choosing someone to live with. So it's not easy to live with other people, is it, as housemates?
Oof, no. No, not at all. It's an awkward situation where you don't really know what's going to happen until they move in.
Exactly. So what you probably want to do is think about what you would ask them. So what do you think is important? If someone was going to move in with you were finding a new housemate, what questions would you ask?
I think the first one, and I suppose possibly the most important for me, would be I would ask them about their work, what they do, and I would ask them to provide evidence of their work.
So you would be worried about whether they can pay the rent?
Absolutely. I think that's a really key thing. You're not allowing someone to live with you for free. You want to make some money out of it. So I think, for them to be able to show that they are in a position where they have money coming in every month and that they can pay the rent, yes, for me that's really important.
So we might ask them, what do you do and how much do you earn?
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Yeah, I think that's a good question. I think for me, I would ask that one, yes, but also I would ask, do you smoke?
Yeah.
Because I don't think I could live with a smoker.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I think, I'm also a non-smoker, and I would find it difficult to live with a smoker, but I think it would depend, really. If it was a smoker who agreed to only ever smoke outside the house, for me that wouldn't be such a problem.
Yeah, that would be okay.
Yes, but there would have to be an agreement that was a situation. I would hate for someone to smoke inside the house.
Yeah, me too. Okay, what else would you want to know?
I'd really want to know, and it's how clean they are. I mean, not necessarily, both physically and then, how clean and tidy they are in the house.
Yeah.
But again, it's a difficult one. You can ask the question and nobody is going to say, oh, I'm really dirty and messy. So, you can ask the question and just try and judge the answer. But I couldn't live with a dirty person and somebody that made a lot of mess.
Yeah.
For me, it would be impossible. I like things clean and tidy and organised.
I agree as well. I don't mind a little bit untidy, but yeah, dirty, no. Okay, so I think we've got 2 so far. The money question, how much do you earn, and asking them how clean and tidy they are. I think also I don't like living with people who are really, really noisy, especially if they're noisy late at night.
Yes, this one I completely agree with you. I think that there's no compromise with this. If you have somebody that likes to play their music really loud at 3 o'clock in the morning, you have a problem.
Yeah.
So, and for me, not just for me, but the neighbours also. I would like to have a good relationship with my neighbours and people in my building. So that's also important for my sanity and also for the neighbours.
So we have got our 3 questions, haven't we?
Absolutely.
We've got, what do you do, to make sure they have enough money?
In fact, we've got 4 because
yes,
we also...
I think we have.
Yes, we've got 4.
But
Smoking?
I think the smoking one, I agree with you. I think that's a little bit less important because they can smoke outside.
Yes.
So we've got the money question, how clean you are question, and
are you noisy or not?
Listening task 3. Answers. So Claire and I agreed that we would ask about the amount of money the person earns so that we know if they can pay the rent. How clean and tidy the person is. How noisy the person is. And we also talked about asking the person if they smoke, but this wasn't in our 3 most important questions. You've done some good work on listening to a natural conversation about living with different people. Well done.
Remember, there are some extra tasks to help develop your listening in the accompanying ebook from zapenglish.com. Thank you for listening. Bye.